Hi guys, welcome back to What's Up Doc, and today we are going to talk about a very popular and probably well-used supplement that has multiple uses. This is fish oil, and this one happens to be Nature's Measures fish oil, 1,000 milligrams, but we're going to talk about fish oil in general.
So fish oil contains two main ingredients that we're going to talk about, and they're both omega-3 fatty acids. One is eicosapentaenoic acid.
Woo!
And the second is docosahexaenoic acid.
These are both polyunsaturated fatty acids.
So there is plenty of research that has been done all the way back until like the 1940s on fish oil. The original studies ranged everywhere from medical uses all the way up to more recently expanded uses into things like depression and anxiety. So we're going to a little bit center on some of the more common applications and those that have had bigger studies associated with them.
So I guess one of the first things to talk about maybe is where you get fish oil from, or where you get these omega-3 fatty acids from.
Yeah.
And they have to come from your diet. Your body can't make them.
And that's essential, but again, there's other fatty acids in our diets that we can reconstitute by pulling out of other things. But again, having something like this means that you're either getting it out of your diet or you're having to supplement it.
Sure. So what are common places that we get this? Fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, some plants. There's something called alpha-linoleic acid, which can be converted into omega-3 fatty acids in your body. Sources of that would be things like walnuts, soy, canola oil, chia seeds, flaxseed.
Some of the other common entities that they pull the oil out of are things like krill, which is a little tiny baby kind of shrimp, right? And I believe it's cod, did I read? Yeah. So there's a lot of different sources, and some of them seem to have better purity than others.
And also, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan and are interested in this supplement but don't want to be eating fish, you can get it from algae and buy algal oil.
So what has some of the research shown us with this particular supplement?
So one of the big things that we looked at is does it decrease inflammation?
So there was a really large article published last year in the New England Journal in 2018 by, I think it was Manson, not Charles Manson, obviously, but Dr. J. Manson et al.
Fish.
That's right, killer fish. And ultimately, after all these years of us kind of being a proponent of fish oil, what that article really said was basically they took a huge, large, I think it was 26,000 or 28,000 middle-aged men and women who had no cardiovascular risk factors whatsoever, and they either gave them supplementation of fish oil versus placebo, and at the end of about 5 years, they looked at their overall incidence of MI, cardiovascular disease, stroke, and unfortunately, they really showed no improvement or benefit from supplementing fish oil. So ultimately, what it probably means is as long as you're getting enough in your diet, you don't really need to supplement. And if you don't have risk factors for cardiovascular disease, then supplementing with fish oil doesn't really prevent you from having bad cardiovascular outcomes.
There's also some other studies that focus more on the application of additional supplementation in exercise in particular. And there are two studies, one in 2017 and one in 2018, that have sort of conflicting findings. One of them said that given about 4,900 of the EPA and 1,400 of the DHA, I mean, these are massive doses, right? Like you're just starting to think like you're really taking in a lot of supplement. These potentially had a small effect on exercise endurance. So it's, they took healthy people, I believe they were soccer players, they made them, do sprints, and then they said, hey, listen, is there, a difference? And, they measured these things by like seconds worth of increased activity. So, the gains are small, the amount of supplement you have to take was pretty large comparatively. The second study looked at sort of a similar group, and it was people doing cycling, and they really didn't see any difference. So again, we're seeing where it depends on the study, it depends on the amount, and what are the end outcome measures?
And some literature reviews, they looked at, one of the things is what the athletes, are they people that are just weekend warriors that are doing this, or are they elite athletes? And some of the studies found that there was a little bit more significant signs that were in elite athletes compared to just your person that's getting off the couch and going and running a race.
The interesting thing also about fish oil is that not only are the results variable, but how you get it and the actual tablets and what they contain is incredibly variable. You can have a 3-cent tablet that gives you relatively 500 and 300 of the two supplements that we're talking about, or you could have a 70-cent tablet that gives you 3 times the amount. So the variability is there, and whether or not it's worth the money is a question, because it's just a matter of concentration.
I think, again, getting back to, as long as you're having a good, well-balanced diet and you're finding other sources to take this in your diet, it's not necessarily, for the layperson, not the athlete, but I don't necessarily feel like you would need to supplement fish oil as long as you're either eating fish or alternatives to fish, plant products.
Now, we talk about side effects almost always on every product that we review, because it's always, if you have a product that's got some benefits, maybe, what are the side effects? Are they worth it? In this product, the most terrible of the side effects is what is known as the fish burp, which I'm sure in social situations isn't exactly what most of us would like, but it can be overcome by just having an enteric-coated tablet, which will bypass the stomach and then go into and be digested further on down the small intestine.
I've actually had several patients tell me that they stopped their compliance with their fish oil because of that very thing. Oh man, my burps smell terrible, and they wouldn't take it.
So I personally tried fish oil, and I've tried the non-enteric-coated, and fish burps. It's real. It's real. So I think, if in the end you are going to take a fish oil tablet, I personally would say, an enteric-coated is probably just better in terms of for the side effect. Other than that, side effects, are pretty minimal. I don't see any literature on anything that's significant past the usuals that we read about: nausea, diarrhea, stomach upset. You think we're ready to rate this product?
Sure.
I think so.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So I think, universally, it's not a bad product. There's some gains. There's definitely not a lot of negatives. So overall, I think it's a thumbs up. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Please follow us, and please subscribe to our channel.
That's all, guys. See you next time.
Bye.